Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on our small little brooder coop. It's kind of cheap and flimsy, but it does alright. But I think we have just some slight, just cosmetic damage that we need to take care of today and get her back going again. Now I'm not going to lie to you guys. It may be some slight structural damage. Fix it though. We can just put that back. It's fine. It's okay. It's all right. We just gotta reposition this stuff. We can make it good again. Oh, that didn't sound good. Well, this part looks all right. Yeah. Ow. Whoops. Well, I think we need a new coop. So the first thing we're going to do is formulate our cut list and go ahead and cut all our 2x4s for our framing. And I'm just going to stick with the size that the old Tractor Supply chicken coop had, and try to emulate its design. That way I can use the hinges and door latches and hardware cloth off of that coop just to save a little bit of money. Alright, so there we go. After a gazillion pocket holes and some sanding, cleaned up all the edges on everything just to make sure it fits together pretty good. And we're going to clean all this up area right here, and then I'm going to lay out each wall and put it together down here. Probably use some of these clamps here just to help me keep stuff together if I need it. So yeah, let's start assembly. thing is upside down. Hold on a second. Alright, there we go. Right side up again. Alright, so I got mad because I put the wrong end on the wrong side, and I wasn't paying attention there, and I dropped everything. But anyway, you got the gist of it there. I clamped these together and pocket screwed them together. I mean, this thing is solid. The only couple things that I really just kind of don't like, and that's one, a couple of them kind of stuck up like this. I stepped on them when I was doing it on this flat concrete, and just for whatever reason it still kind of pulled them up. So there's a couple of them like that. Not really too worried about it. You can sand them down if it really bothered you, but you're probably not even going to notice once I paint it. And then the other thing is, I told myself that I needed to make sure that I only used the good side of the board to stick out. And unfortunately, a piece broke off over here while I was handling it, so I didn't have a choice. I mean, it's structurally still fine, but it just looks like crap down there. But at least it's on the bottom, so it shouldn't be that big a deal. Again, you probably won't notice it when you paint and it's sitting out there in the grass. And then I went ahead and I just cut these little support pieces. You didn't see that, I didn't catch it on camera, but I just measured the gaps there after I got the frame together, cut those pieces, and then I put the roost in that's on the outside, and then I put the front piece there that's going to be what the face of the coop attaches to. And then I've got to put one more right here at the top, so it has another face to attach to, or the face has another point to attach to. And then the frame's pretty much done. Then we just gotta do the roof. Alright guys, so here's what we're doing for our roof. So we're making these trusses, and these things are, the long side is 25 3/4 inches from here to here, and then we're putting a pair of pocket holes on the end because there's going to be a cap that runs along the end, and then we're putting 2 pocket holes to this face because we're going to join these with a couple pocket screws just like that, and it's going to end up looking like this, nice and solid. So alright guys, there we go, we got it mocked up, and now that I'm looking at it, I don't think I need any cross supports. You know, this thing's not going to be holding much, so it seems pretty strong to me once we tie it all in. I think I'm just going to leave it like that, nice and simple. Gotta get it all squared up still, but, and then the frame's upside down anyway. I'm just setting it up here to see what it looks like. I think that looks pretty good. Also, on a side note, we gotta finish painting that one white, but then I'm gonna paint the framing for the roof red, because the roof itself, the metal's white and the frame's white, and then the plywood's gonna be red, and then we're gonna make this red, and I think that's really gonna contrast really well and look really cool. And we might do the doors red too, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Alright guys, a couple things, let me show you where I'm at. I'm framing up the doors right now, and this is going to be the door for the nest boxes. And this piece in between is so small that I had to offset these like that so they don't kind of blend together. That's just one little thing to keep in mind. And then out here, we're painting we got the paint going on the roof over there, the roof framing. I gotta go around and get some more paint though. And I've decided I'm going to go ahead and paint the doors red too. I think that's going to look really good contrast wise, but you can see I got this door done too. It's got a nice tight fit. Alright guys, we got the flooring in here, and I just wanted to show you that. I did pocket hole screws from the bottom, attached them, and there is a pretty good gap right here on the edge where I just couldn't get it cut square. That's the only one, but it's not going to matter because we're going to have a piece of plywood, 3/4 inch plywood, that is going to come up this way, so it's going to cover that up. Alright guys, so here we go. We got this is the end of the coop, and I cut it to the width I needed, and then I dry fitted in there, and so that way I can mark, hard to see, but that way I can mark where the roof's at, and then I can just cut with my circular saw. And I'll cut a little inside of it just to make sure it doesn't stick up. And then I also marked, here you can see the door. And what I'm going to do there is we're just going to basically make a cut with the circular saw. And I'm going to go about, I don't know, a 1/2 inch inside of this line. I'm going to cut long ways, and then I'm going to come in a 1/2 inch of it inside and then cut long ways. And then after I get that board detached, I'm going to take each end and I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch in between there. And then I'll be able to put those 4 pieces back. I'll be able to screw them back to the framing, and that will be what kind of gives the door a stop. And then also it'll make sure that it's got a good, you know, a good seal for what it is, you know. It won't be drafty through the door, because that's definitely one flaw design of the Tractor Supply coop. So we're going to get the circular saw out, and we're going to get that all going. Alright, well here we go guys, this is where we're at. We got our 2 roofs right here, attached on each side. We got our nesting boxes, 3 of them, and we got our divider so we can pile them in there pretty good. You really don't have to make the divider that tall, but I figured it's just going to help support these, and you don't have to worry about them roosting on this because this is higher, so they'll always roost on this. So just important to remember that. I see people all the time, they get the roofs that are like, you got steps up on the roofs, and that's just I would never do that because they're just always going to fight over the top roost and they're never going to sit on the bottom one. So just make them the same height and it'll all be all right. And we got our everything secured here with our pocket holes, and yeah, so we're ready to rock and roll. I went ahead and put in this opening right here where the roof is at, I put chicken wire all down through here just so nothing can get up through there, just to make sure. And then on the front here I put chicken wire up here because sometimes we'll separate the chickens on either side. We're not going to do it anytime soon, but if we do end up putting different ones here and different ones here, you don't want them to be able to hop out. And then also sometimes when the mama chicken is in here, the baby chickens, they'll start flying around and they'll get out through the top, but mama won't get out, and the babies will be down here by themselves and they won't be able to come under the mama chicken if you don't have, when you don't have the door open. So, and we're not going to put a door on this thing because I'm just not going to need it. So if I decide down the road that I want to separate them, I'll put a door on it. But for right now, I'm just going to leave it open. So basically we're ready to put the hardware cloth on and all the hinges and latches. And so I'm gonna go get those off the other coop and I'll start doing that. All right, guys, we got all the hardware cloth on everything. And then I've screwed caster wheels to the edges, or to the corner, so we can hopefully try to move it fast. And we just got to put some chicken wire right here. And we're ready to put a roof on and a ladder, and we're done. All right, guys, so here we are, finished product. We got our chickens, babies in there, and we got the other one sectioned off right now because it's got the smaller babies in it, but these guys will be going into the other coop here in another couple weeks. See, I got the chicken wire there, the hardware cloth everywhere else. I got the panels on and it worked out just perfect. These are 8-foot panels and they got just like a 6-inch overlap, or overhang, and I didn't cut them or anything. I just overlapped them and they worked out perfectly. They got good spacing on the edge here, and I just laid them that way. Didn't have to cut them or nothing, just screwed them on. So that was nice. And we got all the doors and stuff all working. Everything's stayed nice and square. All the latches and stuff work good. I probably need to work on this door just a little bit because it's a little tight. But other than that, I think it's pretty good. And next we're going to do some cost analysis. I just put that ladder in there because we got a lot of chickens in there and they need a place to roost for right now. But this really isn't designed for that many chickens to be in there all at once. and I don't have the ladder that they would use to go up into the hole, and I just stuck a piece of wood in the way there so they can't get in. So the small babies are away from these guys. So as for cost analysis, we used 7-foot 2x4s because I could make it work. This coop's only 84 inches long, so I was never going to need anything longer than 7 feet. And so I bought all the 2x4s in 7-foot lengths, and that saved some money because the 7-foot lengths are only $3 and a little over $3. So we needed 24 of those, so that's $75. We needed these 2 sheets of roofing, those were 20 a piece, so that's 40. And we used 1.5 sheets of plywood, and that was 40. And then you figure about $20 for the paint and $20 for the screws, and that should put us around $195, so under $200. And then obviously we took the hardware cloth and all the latches and hinges off of the other coop, so we didn't spend money on that. But if you did have to, you're probably looking at, maybe $30, maybe 40 at the most, depending on what you do. You could just use chicken wire. The hardware cloth, I took it off the other coop, and that's why I used it, and I really think it looks a lot better than chicken wire. So it does have a better desired appeal. But yeah, so that's under $200. A pretty nice looking coop, I think, and hopefully it'll last us a long time and it'll work well for our baby chickens. So anyway, that's going to be it for this one, guys. If you're liking this stuff, if you like this content, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification so you get informed of all my new uploads. And till next time, thanks for watching.